and not stressful at all. Tonight in the studio, I have Donna from Lakeside Sewing helping with the chat board, as well as Belinda Clark in the chat board. And I have Darren on cameras. And we're going to have to mute that so that we don't... It's always something. We're throwing the iPad or we're playing the YouTube in the background on the iPad. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We have started a tradition on our lives of asking you a question that we use at the end of the live to give something wonderful away. Tonight's question is going to seem a little strange, but I'm going to tell you why we're asking it. Tonight's question is, what is your favorite local ice cream spot? The reason that we're asking that tonight is that Hot Fudge Sundae Day is coming up, and we're super excited about that. Well, not so much me, because I don't like chocolate, which is a whole other story for another time. But everyone else is super excited about Hot Fudge Sundae Day, and we decided it would be fun to collaborate with local ice cream places, get some coupons for you folks, and leave some coupons there so that when you take the coupon from us and go use it at your favorite ice cream shop, you get a coupon to come back and see us. It gives us the opportunity to reach out to other local businesses. It gives you the opportunity to have some discounted ice cream and come back and have some discounted quilting supplies. We think it's a win all the way around. So we're hoping to get your help tonight finding out which ice cream shops we should collaborate with, because we know that we serve an area greater than just Claremont, and we want to reach out to all of the areas that we're impacting with what we do. We are here because I had a moment and I found out that this community wasn't going to be here anymore last October. And when that moment happened and Darren and I made the decision to come back here and start the conversation about rescuing this community and rebuilding it and reviving it and making it into what it is today and what we see it growing into in the future, we had to change the name. And when we changed the name, we changed it to Golden Anchor Quilting. And people have been coming in lately and asking why. So I'm just going to revisit that why quickly here to remind everybody of why Golden Anchor Quilting is what it is. My mom used to tell me to tie my dreams to a magical golden anchor attached to an unbreakable golden thread and hold on to it with everything I had and know that I would get to that dream somewhere in the future. I am here living this dream, building this community, creating bonds, creating friendships, creating community, giving away free hugs, and just having so much fun doing that with the love of my life and with all of these beautiful people who have seen what we're doing and loved what we're doing and come to help us on a regular basis. So my heart is so full with everything that this community is doing in response to our dream and our vision for what we want it to be. So thank you. On that front, we have a post from Monday on Facebook where we asked everybody to share their favorite thing about Golden Anchor Quilting so that we could have something to give away for today or for yesterday. It was yesterday, which was National Give Something Away Day. And so we took all of the folks who made comments on that post and put them into our new friendly giveaway app called Wheel of Names. And I've got all 20 of those names in the app ready to spin and give away our prize for National Give Something Away Day. And I want to take a minute to thank all of the people who shared their stories on that post. They touched me so deeply and made my day and will continue to make my day for a long time to come. So Shirley Bacon, Jean Corliss, Gail Bassett, Leah Hamlin, Bev Learned or Learned. I don't know how to pronounce all these names. Belinda Clark, Sandra Ennis, Christine Griswold, Donna Davis, Candace Canton, Penny McKella, Sarah Cook, Donna Tardif, Sherry Green, Rhonda McFarland, Wilma Steinman, and Karen Quigley. Thank you so much for taking the time to share what makes Golden Anchor Quilting what we are. And if you haven't had a chance to go over to that Facebook post and read some of the things that people said were their favorite about Golden Anchor Quilting, I'm really hoping that I can get there quickly enough and read just a couple of them. And I won't call you out by name just in case you don't want to be quoted on YouTube. But this one really spoke to what I'm trying to do here. She said, "My favorite thing is that although I had only been at the store once, Louisa recognized me at a quilting convention. Out of the thousands of people that were present, she approached me as if she was an old friend, asked me about my projects, and was very specific. Made me feel super special and that I could be part of her community." That feeling of being connected and belonging here and having a place to call home is really important to us. So that really touched my heart. And another one, "My favorite thing about Golden Anchor Quilting is the supportive and encouraging environment. Louisa is such a great cheerleader for any endeavor we approach her with and helps in any way she can." The theme in these was about the energy and the feeling and feeling like family when you come here. And that's exactly what we're trying to create. So we're going to keep doing what we're doing and keep building this community strong. I'd like to spin the wheel of names and give away our giveaway of the Monday National Giveaway Day. I'm stumbling again. All right, here it is. Spin the wheel, Louisa. Just spin the wheel. All right. And it is Shirley Bacon. All right, Shirley, next time you stop in, we have one of our new Christmas panels for you out of the It's Christmas Time line. So it'll be there at the counter for you with your name. And if you're looking for inspiration for that project, we're going to talk about this quilt behind me in just a couple of minutes. So congratulations, Shirley. Next time we see you, we'll have that for you. On the front of giveaway, our weekly drawing for a $10 gift card for folks who pay with cash or check. If you're just joining us now, please share with us your favorite local ice cream spot. We want to know who to collaborate with for discount ice cream on Hot Fudge Sundae Day. And I'm not going to look, and it's over here. And we have Sandy Chase. Sandy, congratulations. We'll have a $10 gift card here for you. That's a good thing. Sandy's been making quilts faster than I have lately and doing a wonderful job at it. So that's our weekly drawing for that. Any comments or questions that we should check in about while I have a moment before we dive into classes? Doing okay?
Yep.
All right. So let's talk about classes. This week, we talked about this last week, but we're going to talk about it again this week. And Papa, can you tell me how we're doing on that camera view versus whether we should go to the other camera?
No.
Okay. Well, that's the one that's down here,
Yeah,
right?
bear with me.
Okay. We're bearing.
Yeah, you're good.
We're learning.
That's good.
That's a good view? Okay. So this is the All You Need Is Sourdough Towel, which is a machine embroidery project done on Moda toweling. And Donna Davis, Lakeside Sewing, is going to be teaching this for us. And the wonderful thing about Donna's classes is that when she teaches them, it's not just about the towel, it's about all of the years of experience and knowledge. I like to be in the back when Donna's teaching just to absorb all of the tips and tricks that she shares. So even if you're an experienced embroiderer, her classes are definitely worth coming to. This class is running Friday, the 19th, that's this Friday, 11 to 4, and Saturday, the 20th, 11 to 4, with a bonus jar cover learning moment in addition to the towel. The class is $45. It includes the toweling, the embroidery, the pattern, learning a Broda's project, and all of Donna's knowledge. What a bargain! We want to fill that classroom up, so go ahead and check the website on the calendar. All You Need Is Sourdough. We'd love to see you there. To encourage you to be there, we have another national day coming up. Friday is National New Friends Day. So if you have someone that you'd like to take this class with, on Friday and you sign up together, then you both get 10% off your registration for that class, which makes it even more of a bargain, and you get to spend time with people. So unless you're an introvert, that's a great deal. You decide. Okay, that is our sourdough towel. And in addition to the discount for the class on Friday, we'd like to encourage you to bring someone new to the shop with you on Friday. So if you're planning to come down to the shop on Friday, bring someone new to our community, help us grow our community, help us make new friends on National New Friends Day. And everybody who brings someone new into the shop will have a basket for you and your friend to pick out of for some fun little giveaways to thank you for growing our community with us. Come on down on Friday. All right, we have Lone Star. So we talked about this last week too. And it is the Lone Star Starter. How's our review if I put that in front of the machine? That's good? Okay. So this is the Lone Star Starter Quilt. This is taught by Lynn Lagasse, who is another one of our fabulous guest instructors. She is altogether too modest about what she does and how she does it. She has incredible teaching skills, the patience of a saint, and she's just super fun to be around. This is called the Lone Star Starter Quilt because it's a wall hanging size, right? Just, this is what we're building in class. But you leave class with the skills to do this with all of Lynn's tips and tricks and techniques, but also the inspiration to play with some of the fun things people are doing with Lone Stars these days, like making eagles and hummingbirds and turtles and all kinds of other fun patterns in the Lone Star design. And that class is next Thursday, the 25th. And registration's open on the website for that too. Also fabulous to bring a friend to. This is, we found out last week, I said beginner friendly. Lynn said more intermediate. But I think that we could get someone with basic sewing skills, a consistent 1/4 inch seam, and rotary cutting skills rolling on that Lone Star with Lynn's skills. On City Lights, we're here. We're to this wonderful yummy holiday wonderfulness. I fell in love with the sheep on this one. The sheep with the wooden legs is why this line had to come to the shop when I met with the rep. This line is called It's Christmas Time. It's by Blank Quilting, and I'll hold the panel up here so you can get a little bit better view. But that sheep, oh my gosh, with the little wooden legs. It reminded me of so many of my holidays. Taller, higher. Cover your face, Louisa. I'm getting sign language from the team here in the studio. So this It's Christmas Time panel, and just 2 other yards, the yard of this gray background and the yard of the panel, make up this City Lights Quilt. The pattern is by Farbic Cafe. And so we know them, 3-yard quilts, wonderful people, wonderful patterns, friendly strip piecing for the little 4 patches, fun to put together. And this sample was put together for us by Terry Malec. And I had a beautiful conversation with Terry after our first successful YouTube Live, in which she shared with me that I had earned the admiration of her partner, Dave. So thank you, Dave, for the love and affection that you tossed my way that first night when I stumbled through YouTube. I really appreciate it. It boosted my spirits so much when Terry shared that story with me. And we're hoping Dave's gonna come help us with some stuff that he's really good at, so we'd love to hear from you, Dave. We'll talk soon. Okay. And then we've got this class coming up on July 27th. So July 27th, you can come in and get this done. Plenty of time to get it quilted before Christmas. That class is going to include a 15% discount off your long arming services should you choose to have it long armed with us. So super wonderful, cute, fun, and a coupon for long arming. July 27th. That's when we're doing that. Okay. If you're just joining us, I keep forgetting. Please share your favorite local ice cream spot. What have we got for local ice cream spots yet? Lots? Okay. Aaron's.
In Marlowe.
Okay.
Dairy Queen in Virginia.
Oh, Dairy Queen. I don't know if I'll be able to get coupons for them, but I'll try like heck.
Sanctuary Dairy in Sunapee.
Sunapee. Okay, that's one I didn't even know about, so that's great to know.
Oh, you need to know about that.
I need to know about that one. Apparently, but my hips probably don't need to know about that one.
Sunday.
For you.
Ice cream on
Sunday's ice cream. Okay, so we're gonna have some variety of people to talk to for our hot
Fraser's
Fraser's
in Windsor.
in Windsor, Wade's Place. Lots of people that we're going to be able to call and talk to you about collaborating for Hot Fudge Sunday Day. That's really fun. I'm excited about that. So the whole thing about Hot Fudge Sunday Day, and I know the weird one today, National Corn Fritter Day. I didn't know that was a thing, but it is, and we have corn fabric, so we had fun playing with that today. That's all about us looking for ways to have fun online with our larger community, folks who are farther away who may not be able to be here in the shop and experience our energy here. So we've been scouring the national calendars of all the different days of the year and finding ways to integrate those ideas into the shop. And one of the things that we are going to play with, I think it's this month, end of this month, or is it next month? It's in the next few weeks, is National Girlfriends Day. And we've got some really cool collaborations coming up for that. You know, we're trying to find a chair massage therapist to come and give massages at the shop, and maybe a winery that wants to come and do some tastings, and some small local vendors to have little booths around the shop for that day. Just, you know, fun to bring the community together and celebrate Girlfriends Day. So if you have any ideas about who we should collaborate with for that, let us know, and we will reach out to those folks and start building those connections. I think that we're good to start our demo. But before I do that, I'd like to thank John Bolero for bringing me the idea of the 10-minute table runner. So John came into the shop. He is our quilt father, if anybody has forgotten. Lest we forget, John is our quilt father. He came into the shop and he said, "Have you heard about the 10-minute table runner? I think it would be great on your YouTube." And I said, "Oh, I haven't, but I think I should. Anything that can be done in 10 minutes is my new YouTube friend." So if you have ideas about what we should do in the 10-minute to 15-minute demonstration, please share those with us. We are looking for inspiration. So this is the 10-minute table runner. It actually is 10 minutes if you don't get neurotic and add extra things to it. So this was one that I added a little bit of extra, like I did decorative stitching along the edge here and along the edge when it tacked back down. But if you do it the way that they recommend it, it actually does work up in about 10 minutes. So that's what we're going to do together today. This is from a new line that just hit the shop today. I giggled and wiggled and jiggled and drooled over this fabric. It is so cute. It's called Farmer's Market. It's by Benartex. Thank you, Sarah, for connecting us with our Benartex fabrics. But it's just, there's so many cute fabrics in this line. I'm going to show the whole line to you in a couple of weeks when we're done with Christmas in July, but I thought a little sneak peek of it might be fun. So I whipped this up this afternoon after the fabric arrived, in between taking care of the shop and, you know, trying to do all the things that I do every day, and I whipped that up. So it really is a 10-minute table runner. This was another one put together just today. This one's with the jelly and jam fabric from Fig Tree that people have been coming in and enjoying. Again, this was the slightly more neurotic version. We're going to see what happens when we do it the simple way. It's fairly straightforward. You're going to take two fabrics, a focus fabric and something that's going to end up being your border. You're going to do a 9-inch by width of fabric cut of your focus fabric and an 18-inch by width of fabric cut of your border fabric. Those measurements are very-ish. Play with it. Do a 7-inch cut and a 14-inch cut. Do a 14-inch cut and a 21-inch cut. I mean, you can play with this so much and make so many different sizes. It doesn't have to be with the fabric if your table is smaller than what we're going to end up with. But you're starting with a smaller focus fabric and a wider that's going to create your border. And I covered my chair. That's fun. All right, so I don't know what time it is, and I don't have a timer, but I'm hoping someone in the studio here is going to be willing to do that with me. And we're going to look at this from the perspective of not making it complicated, just doing it the way they suggested. And I don't think we're going to include the cutting time, because I don't think that's fair to any project to include the cutting time. And
Start a stopwatch for you.
all right, we're getting a stopwatch started. So what I'm doing is lining up the long edges across the width of fabric with what's going to become my border fabric and what is my focus fabric. And I'm going to use about a 3/8 inch seam because that worked pretty well with what I was doing. And I'm just going to sew down that edge. And I did get some feedback that the machine is kind of loud. So while I'm sewing, I'm going to ask my crew here to tell me if there are any comments or questions that I can try to address in between. Oh, look at me wandering right off the side of that fabric. We're going to cut that for a minute, go back. We're going to back up and make that straight again. Fun times. Backstitch a little just to secure that. Someday we'll figure out how to have a second mic so that the mic can be on me when I'm sewing instead of on the machine. Are we okay? Any comments or questions? Anything I should answer? Not much of a straight stitch happening here tonight. But that's okay. This is a really beginner-friendly, wonderful project to share with people who, you know, don't like to worry about their straight 1/4 inch seam. In classes like that, I share with people that this is an ish project, meaning you gotta have some wiggle room before it falls apart. Almost to the end of that first side. Not super straight, but that's okay. We're being kind to ourselves. We're not shooting on ourselves. Oh, thank you for reminding me. So I have a piece of fusible fleece on the back of the focus fabric that I cut 9 inches by the width of the bolt, which also happened to be about 42-44. So that worked out. In the demo ones, I wanted batting all the way out to the edges. So I'm going to show you what I did differently in the demo ones after I stitched this together here. I cut the batting about 13 inches by width of fabric, put basting spray on the back of the batting and on the back of the table runner at that point, and stuck those together so that I could have batting all the way out to the edges. I will tell you, it was not a perfect process. There was a lot of wiggle in the batting, and there were places where the batting didn't quite make it out to the edges, and there were places where the batting rolled over near the edge, but I liked the fact that the batting was all the way out to the edge. So the first seam I did was right sides together along the 9 inch piece and the 18 inch piece, and then I brought them together to make a tube, right sides together again, down the other side of the 9 inch piece. And doing it with the batting turned it into more of a 20-minute project instead of a 10-minute project, because it just, you know, it's a little more fussing and fidgeting, and I think we can go up to camera 3 for this part. So now what we have is, yeah, cooperate maybe. Okay. Now what we have is our 9 inch piece seamed together with our 18 inch piece on both long sides all the way down, and it's in a tube. And I get a little bit of time credit for explaining, right?
You're only at 3 minutes, 40 seconds.
Oh, perfect, perfect. All right. So we're going to kind of wiggle this and stretch a little, press it out with our fingers a little bit, and get it to where the two sides are fairly even. Now, this is a place where you could make this more complicated if you wanted to. You could measure. But I didn't measure on my samples, and they came out okay. And then you're going to kind of press those edges a little bit so that you've got a guide for when you get to the other side. And see how it kind of travels. But that's okay. You want it to be somewhat even. Any comments or questions?
Sue says she has made these before and left the batting out completely.
Ooh, batting outcome. I love our rebels. I love our rebels. Okay, so now you've got a tube with the 9-inch in the middle and the 18-inch around the outside. And you don't even need a turning tool for this. You just stick your whole arm in, come out the other end, grab those corners, and flip. Ooh, look at those colors. Okay, so now we have this. And you can see that our focus fabric is in the middle and our other fabric is kind of creating those borders for us. I apologize for my head getting in the way. We're gonna get more cameras. We'll figure this out. Okay, and we're going to press again. And the place where I turned this into a 20-minute project, because, you know, why not, was that I did decorative stitching down this line here. So if you look at this one, can they see that one, Papa?
Yeah.
The chicken stitching, I kind of did there, and I top stitched here, and that made it take a little bit longer, but I thought it was pretty. So
John wants to put Elon Thermalin plus.
what's that?
John wants to put Elon Thermalin plus in the center of it.
Oh, like a faux.
Insulated.
Oh, okay. So you could use it almost like a trivet. So I don't know if folks could hear Belinda from back there, but John was mentioning that he wants to put some thermal batting in there. The Pelon Thermalin, to create a bit of thermal protection for your counter or table that you're using. I think this is one of those projects that I love so much, where you really can kind of experiment and do lots of different things and still end up with something wonderful. I need a rotary cutter. I'm hoping someone will grab one for me. We're gonna swap out to a rotary cutting mat. All right, so you see I just sewed them together with the selvage. Thank you. And oh, you know, a ruler. I got one. Oh, good. All right. I sewed them, the long sides together with the selvage, just like that. And we're gonna, wow. Okay, there we go. We're gonna line the ruler up. And this is where you could decide that you wanted a shorter piece. You could cut more or less off. I'm gonna cut enough off that I'm inside that batting right there. And we want to line up our ruler straight with all of those edges and just cut all that off. And we're going to do that for both sides. Any new ice cream places coming up?
Nope.
Nope, we're good with ice cream places. All right.
Anne says that sewing machines are the lullaby of childhood.
Ah, yes, yes. There is healing in the rhythm of the needle, they say, huh? All right, so we've cut those ends off. And which camera? Are we still down here on 3? Okay. We're going to fold this in this direction. And the more you line up that part and this part, the more you lined that up with your pressing, the better that moment will go. I apparently did not line it up well with my pressing. But you line that up, and then when you do the next step and unfold it and flip it over, you will end up with a nicer matchup. I think we can go back over to 2 here. All right. So this is a counterintuitive moment because you're going to have your your focus fabric outside. And when I watched them do this for the first time, I was like, wait, why do you have your focus fabric outside? And I backstitched there, and I'm using the same 3/8 inch seam that we used to put the long ends together. Backstitch there a little bit and cut. All right. And then we're gonna flip to the other side. Also fold those together and do a little bit of fidgeting to try to get that evenness on those two edges. There we go. All right. Hopefully I'm not making our more precise quilters cringe right now. All right, here. And the other thing that's happening in the background, folks, is that as you're commenting and chatting, Donna is building our big wheel of names for the end of tonight's broadcast for when we will draw our winner for tonight's sample. And it's super pretty this week. So the more you comment, the more chances you get. She is furiously typing away over there. Can you put me back on 3? Thanks. So this little corner here where we've got it stitched, we're going to trim that corner off to make the flip a little better on both of those sides. And then we're going to switch back to our pressing mat. And I'll show you what happens here. So here we've got this folded over. That's where we just sewed. And we want to press this little bit open so that it will lay flatter underneath our finished end of our table runner. So we're going to press that one flat open, and this one. Any comments or questions come up that I can talk about?
Mama said she cut those to make placemats.
Oh. You could make a long tube and just close your ends up and ta-da, placemat. See?
You probably get 3 at a time out of that.
It is one of those projects that just has versatility written all over it. So then we're going to take a turning tool and kind of tuck that corner. Flip it over. Get the turning tool up into that corner. John shared another tip with me today while he was in the shop, our quilt father there. He told me that when he's making bags, tote bags, and you know you have that moment when you go to top stitch around the whole top of the tote, and it's sometimes hard to get everything to lay flat. He said before you flip the bag, or after you flip the bag through the little birthing hole, before you stitch it closed, you stick your hand up in there and kind of run your hand along the top edge, or a turning tool along that top edge, and it helps everything lay flatter before you try to top stitch. He said it was kind of a game changer for him. So thank you for that tip as well, John. John's kind of the hero of tonight's YouTube. He had the project, he had a tip for me to share. Well done. So that's one end. We'll get the other end ready. And then all we have left is top stitching, and this project is done.
Lynn would like to know if you're going to post the written instructions.
I certainly could. Yes. That's a great question, Lynn. Thank you. I won't make any promises on when, but...
Lots of comments about your fabric.
What's that?
Lots of positive comments.
Oh, yes. This line is here. This is "'Tis the Season" by Studio E. This is what the Duffy quilt is made out of that we shared last week. And it is a lovely line with wonderful colors and vibrancy. All right, we can go back over to 2 here, I think. Okay. And then this was a place where I also really wanted to do decorative stitching, but for the purpose of getting it done here tonight, I will just lengthen my stitch a little so that it looks more like a top stitch. And what I'm doing is just stitching across where that fold came down over the front of the table runner. How are we doing for those 10 minutes?
You're a little over, but that's
A little over, but I did some explaining, so it's okay. And then I'm gonna keep going around in a rectangle, just stitching just beside the seam. Ooh, we've got some thunder here in Claremont. I don't know if you saw the lights flicker. So if we go dark, you'll know that we've lost power. The windows are open in the car. Why don't you go do that? Yeah. So we might be riding home with wet bottoms tonight. No worries, no worries. And I'll just backstitch right here and come back up to here and cut so that I can turn and go back over.
says that you could make pre-cut packages of this like you do.
Oh, like our pillowcase. Absolutely, absolutely. And it would be super fun for us because we would just be picking those 2 fabrics and coordinating and having fun. Ooh, I bet we could even make it more wonderful by putting a spool of coordinating thread in there. What do folks think about that? And then the last thing is just top stitching around the outside. Sometimes people want to pick their own coordinated thread. I don't know. But I really did. I made 2 complete ones. Thank you, Belinda. I made 2 complete table runners this afternoon, and I had 3 others started that I'll show you. They really didn't take you. There's a tool when it's a really big spot that you're trying to get over called the hump jumper. Super fun tool. And looks like I missed a little spot here, so we're just gonna go red with this one. Oh, thread would be wonderful. As a kit. Yeah, I think so. I think that would be fun. Donna is doing such an awesome job here. She is typing names as you comment into the wheel of names and keeping track of the comments and keeping track of me. I think we need to give Donna some kudos and some love here because she is tracking a whole bunch of stuff right now. All right.
Well, I don't know. All these people are now in my phone so that I am only going to type their first name once.
Oh, yeah. No, we like shortcuts. We like efficiency. We're good with that. All right, so I'm back at that corner. And if I just went to get started, after I turn, holy mackerel. Okay, I'm just gonna just keep sewing. Just keep sewing until the power goes out, right? And this is our last corner, so I know we're over 10 minutes. For one there, it'll bring the camera back up to me and this table runner. Perfect, thank you. So here is that table runner in not 10 minutes,
15.
but 15.
No, excuse me, 20.
Oh, 20. All right. It's okay. We have a very forgiving, wonderful community here at Golden Acre. And now that I look, I realize I didn't even finish the last little seam here. So I'll do that before I send it to whomever is going to enjoy this table runner in their home this holiday. So Donna, we're coming up where we're gonna do the drawing. I have a couple more things to talk about, but we'll give folks another moment or two to drop chat comments to get their name into the drawing for this table runner. I promise. You know what? I could do that scene while we wait for Donna to enter the last few names. Whoa! Did we mention that Louisa has a fabulous startle reflex? I'm okay. And here we go. Last little seam of top stitching. Oh, tassels! Yes, and we have a really cool tassel maker that at my house that I use for beading when I'm making tassel earrings. I bet we could implement that here. All right, there is that last seam. Wow, we're getting some more flickering lights. So I think we should, without further ado, just go ahead and get that wheel of names spun so we know who to send this to. She's got 2 more to put in. I would say, in the meantime, drop a question in the chat, but then Donna would have to type more. So we're just gonna hope that that we get this all figured out. All right. So Donna, you ready to spin that wheel of names?
I am. There's
All right.
107 entries.
107 entries. Do you see how fast Donna was typing back there? Isn't that amazing?
And I'm sure that I missed a couple,
Well,
but
we you
I
know,
haven't missed any names.
progress,
I may have
not
missed-
perfection,
I
right?
haven't missed any names, but
No
I may
names,
have
okay.
missed a
Look,
comment
multiples
or
of
two.
comments. All right, all right. So for this 10-minute table runner in 'Tis the Season by Studio E, made on the Golden Anchor Quilting channel this evening, who do we have?
John.
John the Quilt Father! It's perfect! He's the one who brought us this project tonight. I think that is, you know, I think that's a chef's kiss moment right there. All right, John, the next time you stop by, come pick up your table runner to enjoy. You know what else I was thinking is once you had this together, you could probably do some embroidery here, or embroidery in the center, or embroidery before you put that panel in. It would no longer be a 10-minute project, but you know, is it ever? Is it ever? So next week, we are going to share another line of Christmas fabric that we've received that has some really fun cheater panels in it that I'm super excited to see what we figure out how to play with that. And next week is the Hot Fudge Sundae week. So we're going to have an ice cream related project on the show. And I'm hoping that I can convince 1 or 2 of your local ice cream favorites to come talk with us for a couple minutes about what they do at their businesses as guest speakers. And we'll have a drawing for whatever we make. And I'm sure we'll come up I'm sure we'll come up with some more fun stuff to do with you on YouTube Live next week. Thank you again for coming and joining us and helping us build this beautiful community. We appreciate you more than we can possibly express in this platform, but thank you. We adore you. We cherish you. We appreciate you. And we're working on it. I think we're going to play with, if Papa's ready, all right, you're ready to cut us off in a minute. Okay, so not yet though. Don't cut me off early. Yeah. We're playing with the idea of Golden Anchor Quilting, where the hugs are free and the community is unbreakable. Coming back to that unbreakable thread from the dream my mom told me to have. So we'll play with that for a little while. Until next week, be well. Come in for a free hug. We'll see you soon.